during.
Yeah, why would I want to? Gross, dude.
Shut up, dude.
Fine.
Can we just fucking get this done so we can go already? Like, come on.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, welcome back.
Oh, okay, we're starting.
Okay.
Hi. I was still typing good
Hi
night.
there. You caught me off surprise.
I didn't see you there. Or hear you there, I guess, because it's a podcast.
Feel you there?
Oh, God. Anyway, welcome back.
Welcome back to the second episode of Tyler being in lockdown.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing things a little bit differently, I guess. It's just going to be a casual chat.
Yeah.
We're just us two. We're just not going to talk. We'll probably talk about video games at some point, but not about
inevitable.
one. Yeah, but we're not talking about one in particular. We're just going to have a little catch up just on life and just chat.
And on Seinfeld, really. Like,
yeah, it'll probably be mostly Seinfeld because that's preoccupied Tyler's life for the last few days in isolation.
Yeah.
So tell us about your binge. How much have you been watching?
Well, I think I started when I went into ISO. I think I was like early season 3. I'm now early season 5.
Damn.
And they're 22 episode seasons, you know.
Yeah. They're long seasons.
Yeah, and so they're only 20-minute episodes, but they're long seasons. I started watching Seinfeld like towards the start of the year, and I've just been kind of taking it slow. You know, there's 9 seasons. I've been pacing it out, but during ISO, I've just had it on nonstop. And it's
such a good show.
So much fun.
It's so good. Like the first 2 seasons, it's kind of like they're good. Like the second season is a lot better than the first, but it is a little bit difficult to get into. It's such like a specific like style of humor, I guess, and style of show that is a little bit difficult. Once you get to season 3, that's where the show really like picks up its stride. I feel like that's how they like sort of know how to write the characters and writing clever storylines and stuff like that. And then season 4 and 5 are the best.
It's really funny you say that. It's like hard to get into because of the humor, because I was in from episode 1. Like I was, like I know the first season was a bit rough, same as like Parks and Rec, same as The Office. You know, a lot of shows have a rough first season, but like I was in, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's so good. I think it's just like a little bit more difficult for me to get into because I think it's one of the first kind of shows where the humor was, I guess, a little bit darker.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of grew up on Seinfeld, but like I didn't really understand the jokes.
Well,
as I grew up on it.
That's a good segue, actually. Like, you've got a big history with this show, whereas I don't have any. So, like, what's your deal with the show?
I've just been like watching it ever since I was a kid, pretty much. Like, my first like kind of memories was like whenever I go to Melbourne to see family, pretty much anything they would have on the TV would be Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So I'd just be watching that. I'd watch it at home as well whenever it was on TV. And then I think just one day, I can't remember if the parents bought it or someone bought season 5, season 1 and season 2 on DVD. So I just remember binging those seasons. That's why season 5 is my favorite, because it's like, it's the one I've watched the most. I'm so familiar with nearly every episode. And then I never really binged all the other seasons until probably even like the last few years, actually. Like I started binging Seinfeld with my partner because I really wanted to show her Seinfeld. I'm like, it's such a good show. And we got up to we're up to season 9 now. So we've smashed through it. And I'd seen episodes from season 4 before, but like I'd never like just binged it. And it's kind of like as you've probably just experienced, there's an arc.
Yeah, season 4 has an ongoing story. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great. It's almost a perfect season.
It was wild, dude.
It's so good.
And like the meta narrative of them pitching the show inside the show and then filming the pilot, incredible.
It gets so meta. They're pretty much just filming Seinfeld, but as a show.
Yeah,
and it's just like a bit of a mind F.
It's so fun, and We were chatting briefly beforehand. I don't know if that'll make it in or not, but about I don't think it will actually. You weren't recording.
I don't think so. Sorry, man.
No, but about the characters, and like one thing I did want to say, like because I knew we'd probably talk about this. Like the obvious, like George is my guy because
because you're both bald and wear glasses.
Because for the listeners, I pointed to my bald head. The commentary on him being bald is my fucking favorite.
It's so good.
I love him. I love Jerry. Kramer is obviously like, the audience applaud every time he walks into frame. Time. It's so funny. He walks through the door and they're all like, yeah.
He doesn't just like walk through the door.
Oh, the way he like slides, brilliant. But like over season 4 and heading into 5, man, Elaine has really like come all the way up for me as well.
Yeah, she definitely develops well.
Yeah,
as a good character. I kind of lose it with Elaine in the later series. I don't want to spoil anything, but
don't.
Yeah, okay, I won't. But maybe we'll like talk about Seinfeld.
Well, this will be the season 1 to 4 chat, and we'll do a season 5 through 9 chat.
Hell yeah, I'm down for that.
But like, absolutely. It's my exposure to Seinfeld was very minimal. I've seen a lot of clips from it. Like I'm watching the show and going, oh, I've seen this bit. Like in one of the more recent episodes, I don't know. Actually, I've been binging it pretty hard. It could have been like 20 episodes ago. George goes to a funeral. He double dips his chip.
You double dip the chip.
Yeah. And so I've seen that clip a billion times. I've seen so many clips of George and his parents. I've seen so many clips of Jerry and his parents. The only episode I had seen basically in full, before I actually sat down and started watching the show was The Pen. When Jerry and Elaine go to stay with Jerry's parents and his dad's friend or whatever gives him a pen. And the bed breaks Elaine's back. That's like the only one I've really seen.
Yeah, I think that's in like season...
I think that's 2?
2 or 3. Yeah, it's one of the earlier ones.
It's early, but I watched it because in a funny twist of like meta-narrative fate, I'm writing a sitcom.
True.
And so the reason I started watching Seinfeld was because I started writing a sitcom. Someone read the pilot and went, "Have you seen Seinfeld?" And I went, "No." And they go, "You should watch Seinfeld." And then I was watching some videos on like writing comedic beats and like, making sure like the narrative is like A plots and B plots and C plots and balancing it in comedy. And the case study for that video was The Pen. It was the episode of, because they're like, this is a perfect, like, whether you like the episode or not, it's a perfect way of structuring a sitcom episode.
Absolutely. And Seinfeld does that like perfectly.
It's like clockwork, but it's done beautifully. And it doesn't feel robotic.
No, not at all. The writers are really clever.
So that's the only one I'd seen other than a lot of clips. But like, so I started watching it. I actually like the same week I was like, I should watch Seinfeld. The second-hand shop down the road from me had the complete box set for like $30.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so I bought that, watched the first season on DVD, and then that week it got added to Netflix.
You're like, oh, all right.
It's wild coincidences.
Does it have like those DVDs? Do they have like bonus stuff?
Yeah, it's got like discs of bonus stuff.
Fuck yeah!
So I want to go through and watch bloopers and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I think the one scene that would have really clicked with you was I can't remember what the title of the episode, but it's where they all do the bet. Is it called the bet?
Well, they all do the what?
It's like the bet to see who can't like masturbate.
Yeah, I was going to bring that episode up. Yeah.
Because like
the contest.
The contest. That's right. Yeah,
Season 4, contest. Episode 11.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And I'd seen this as well. This is the only scene in Always Sunny that I had seen.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I mean, you've seen it all the way through, but the only scene I had seen of Always Sunny was when they perfectly parody the part where Kramer comes in and goes, "I'm done." Beautiful.
That So
beautiful,
yeah, because like I was watching Always Sunny for the first time. I think that's in season 12 of Always Sunny. They do like a clip show episode, but then Charlie's like, "Oh my god, remember that time we did that bet?" And then they do that bit, and then the gang's like, "No, that's Seinfeld, dude. You're remembering Seinfeld." But Charlie as Kramer, oh my god.
He would be like the perfect.
Oh, he was his mannerisms, like watching the clips side by side, but like I didn't know. I had no idea about the context of him walking in and going, "I'm out."
Yeah.
I had no idea on what he was talking about.
Seinfeld episode.
And then so when I was watching that episode, it started, and I recognized what Jerry and George were wearing because of what Danny and Rob are wearing in the Always Sunny pack. I was like, is that this episode? Yeah. And then
it's like those red shirts.
The red shirts, yeah. Fucking like, and then they're all staring at the naked woman. Kramer walks out of the room, walks back in 2 minutes later. I'm out.
I'm done. Yeah.
It absolutely
it's so good.
Killed me.
That has to be one of the best.
Well, actually, episodes. I was looking into it. That episode has been rated the best sitcom episode of all time. That's the episode that won Larry David an Emmy for the show.
Yeah, I can see why. It's so perfectly written, and not once do they use the word masturbate.
No, they don't use the word masturbate once
at all.
But they use the phrase, what is it, master of your domain.
Yeah. I am the master of my domain,
which is so fun. In one of the episodes, I just watched in season 5, George is doing a hand modeling bit, and the hand model agent is talking to him, and he's like, the other guy, he had beautiful hands, but he wasn't master of his domain. And I was like, oh my god,
callback.
They do callbacks so well.
So good.
Like a few episodes ago, Jerry found his dad's wallet in the couch that he lost a season ago.
Yeah.
They do callbacks so well. I love it so good. Much.
I think they make constant references to the pen.
Yeah.
Seasons as well and stuff like that. I think you sent me a picture of Babu.
I was just about to say Babu.
Perfect.
That ongoing story, I can't wait. He's in Pakistan currently, and he's like, I'm going to get back to America, and I'm going to find Jerry Seinfeld. I can't wait to see how that pays off.
Yeah. I won't say anything.
Yeah, please don't. It's
I'm so close to saying
I don't know. I mean, this show aired its final episode when I was a month old.
90.
It was January 98, I think it finished.
Yeah, I didn't even exist.
Yeah, I'd only been alive for a month when this show finished, right? And I have not had anything spoiled for me. My parents don't like Seinfeld, so I never saw it growing up.
Bad.
Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those weird things where okay, so they have not revealed Kramer's first name on the show yet, but I know what it is.
Yeah,
because who doesn't?
Yeah,
it's
Kramer.
It's one of those things.
Spoil it for people.
Sorry?
I just spoiled it for people who haven't watched.
Oh yeah,
Seinfeld. So I apologize.
Oh, spoilers! Yeah, spoilers for the show that ended nearly 30 years ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's almost 30 years.
No, it's actually 25. I've really overestimated. It's
not too far away.
Yeah, and it's I'm really keen. Once I finish the show, once I finish. So the character that I relate to the most, as I said, is George. Which I don't know if that's a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Probably a bad thing.
Probably a bad thing. I just everything he says, I'm like, fuck, that's me. And then I find out that's Larry David. That's based on Larry David. So naturally, once I'm done with this, I'm absolutely going to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of scenes from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I don't know if it's an episode or a behind the scene thing. It's not really spoiling.
They do a Seinfeld reunion, right?
Yeah, they do that. I'm talking about there's a part where Larry David tries to play the part of George Costanza.
Yeah.
But he just can't.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me since it's a character based off himself. He can't play it for the life of him. And Jason Alexander's just standing there no, that's not. This is how you do it. And then he does it and then it's fucking great.
That's so fun. I haven't seen anything on Curb Your Enthusiasm except for I've seen screen caps from the Seinfeld reunion episode, and that's honestly it. I've seen GIFs and memes and clips, but nothing with context. And that's 11 seasons.
It's still going, isn't it?
No, I think it finished a few years ago.
Oh, I thought...
it might still be going, actually.
I'm gonna be a little rude and just quickly look it up.
It started in 2000.
That's crazy. That's not too long after Seinfeld.
Yeah, the pilot for Curb Your Enthusiasm was 99. It was the year after Seinfeld. I mean, Larry David was out of a job, so...
Yeah. I mean, he would have had enough money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's still going.
Still going?
It says original release to present.
What?
But there's only 11 seasons. It must have just stopped for a while.
I think they must have, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's still going.
Oh, anyway, that's my next mission.
It took a break from 2011 to 2017.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's going.
So this is like Seinfeld is continuing my binge of sitcoms. So like I love sitcoms. Some of my favorites are IT Crowd, which I've seen. Like I could literally quote you the entire series right now. Like I've seen it more than any other show in existence. Like IT Crowd, In-Betweeners, Community, mostly English sitcoms because American sitcoms don't really do it for me. Community is the only one that I really love. But then midway through last year, I just randomly was like, I hated Parks and Rec when I first watched it. Let's give it another go. And so I started watching it again, and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I finished that really quickly, like all 6 seasons of that, or 7 seasons or whatever of that. And then I moved from that to Always Sunny, which I watched all 15 seasons of. Watching like Mythic Quest and AP Bio as well, which are both like the same people. Now I'm watching Seinfeld, gonna go on to Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm just like only binging sitcoms at this point in time, and it's fucking wonderful.
It'll be good for when you start writing your own sitcom. You know, experiencing yourself to a wide array of different sitcoms. You'll sort of like learn different things from different sitcoms. It'll be good for you.
Well, that was actually like one of the things. Like I was watching so much sitcom content that I was like, I've made jokes for many, many years that my life, you know, moments from my life could be episodes of a sitcom.
Well, that's why you like kind of started, right?
Yeah, and so I started writing. When I wrote a pilot, I showed it to some people. They were like, hey, this is actually pretty funny. You should keep writing. And so I started like looking seriously into like keeping writing it, like, you know, like looking at structuring and everything like that. And that's what, and I'm like, well, I may as well keep watching sitcoms then. And I chucked on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
And
the cream of the crop, I reckon.
Yeah, it's one of those sitcoms that like I feel like I can't write a sitcom unless I've seen Seinfeld, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely the sitcom you have to watch before writing one.
The only one I will never watch is Friends.
That's fair.
The only two I will never watch are Friends and The Office.
Yeah, I tried The Office. I got through the first 2 seasons. It didn't really do it for me. That's why I didn't initially like Parks and Rec either, because it's kind of like The Office when it starts.
Yeah.
But like same as you, I binged it last year with my partner. And we loved it. It became one of my favorite sitcoms.
Well, yeah, because we were binging it at a similar time, because my partner and I started binging it, and then I think we were talking to you about it, then y'all started, and then like we were all watching it together. Like yeah.
And we kind of finished at the same time.
Yeah.
Ish. I think you finished it a little bit before.
It's always nice when you can finish together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
anyway.
See, the thing with Parks and Rec and Office, right? Same people, like some of the same cast, like but Parks and Rec does The Office better. It does that format in a much better way. I watched 3 seasons of The Office, and I think I laughed like twice.
Yeah.
Like I just
a small chuckle.
Yeah, like it was like all right. It was just cringy. It wasn't funny, and I love cringe. I adore cringe humor, but like it didn't get me. And
Seinfeld like does cringe humor.
Oh, Seinfeld does cringe humor. Like no other show needs to try it ever again.
Yeah,
it's perfect. Exactly. But like Parks and Rec just takes the Office idea and does it a lot better.
It's a lot better written, but it's also a lot like. I guess there are a lot more heartwarming moments, I guess, that make you really connect to the characters. Probably a lot better. I mean, I think I'd need to watch the rest of The Office to kind of make that statement, but...
There are definitely moments in The Office that fit that, you know, that are heartwarming and lovely, but like...
Yeah.
It takes a long time to get there.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, I've watched a fair amount of Friends. Like, it's always just playing because my partner loves Friends, so she would have it on the TV and I kind of watch it. And it's okay. It's definitely nothing like Parks and Rec and Seinfeld and stuff like that. But at the same time, I love How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah,
I love that show.
I love How I Met Your Mother. Yeah,
even though it's kind of like Friends, and you could say in moments it does copy Friends.
Yeah, like Parks and Rec does The Office better. How I Met Your Mother does Friends better.
Yeah, I just love How I Met Your Mother so much, and it's funny because How I Met Your Father has just come out. And it's horrifically bad.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I do not like it as much because the characters are just not...
It's all character
They're not relatable. Yeah.
The characters in Friends are not real people.
No. But you could believe the characters in How I Met Your Mother are.
Yeah, because they're arseholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're great. But like they're down to earth still.
Yeah,
Like the one
and
I
they grow.
connect to the most is Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best character in that show.
Oh, he's so good.
I love him. He's like a big teddy bear.
And like, man, the episode where his dad dies, that's like...
crushing.
It's so fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's way sadder than any sitcom has any right to be.
Yeah. But it's such a clever episode as well. And it's why kind of How I Met Your Mother stands out a lot more than Friends. It's so clever because there's so many like little tidbit. Like there's a countdown happening throughout the episode.
In the episode before, there's the countdown, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh God. I only noticed that on like my fifth or sixth viewing of that episode. I'm like, oh, this is
I remember like
depressing.
the first time I watched that episode, I didn't notice it until like there was like on the TV screen, I think when it's in the 30s, they do like the Powerball numbers and it's like 37, 36, 35, 34. You know, it's like a bunch in a row and I was like, that's funny. And then I noticed like the next one and I was like, wait.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, and so I was like watching it all, and then right at the end when it hits 1 and it's like your dad's dead, I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's so perfectly written.
And like, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I actually watched, for those who are getting upset, who are typing angry comments because I shat on Friends, I actually watched 6 seasons of it. Like I gave it a fair go. I gave it a fair go, I think. There are 10 seasons. I got more than halfway. And once it, like The Office, I think I laughed like fucking twice.
Yeah, I think the only character I kind of like in Friends is Chandler. But
I get a lot of hate for this, but the only character I like in Friends is Ross.
Fair.
He's the only
That's
real
fair.
person.
Yeah, he's probably a bit more relatable. But you learn to hate him with a passion.
People hate Ross, but he's the only real person in a group of like emotionless, personality-less assholes. Yeah. And he's an asshole too, but you know.
But like he's a bit more down to earth, I guess, as a character.
I always think, right, like I watched How I Met Your Mother was a really big part of like my teenage years, like especially my high school experience. Yeah. I always wonder if I had have seen Friends before I saw How I Met Your Mother, if I would have a different thought process. But I don't think I would.
I always thought that because I watched How I Met Your Mother first and then Friends.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, How I Met Your Mother did a lot of this. Like kind of same sort of, not story beats, but kind of the same sort of things. But
yeah.
It just does it so much better. I think you probably would have come to the same conclusion.
Yeah, and it does it with actual lasting impact.
Yeah.
I feel like Friends is very like, you could watch literally any episode of that show at any given point in time and it would make sense, which definitely has its advantages, you know, for rewatchability and things. But like, it's How I Met Your Mother's ongoing story and the way that all of these funny bits actually like, you know, everything Barney does is to do with the playbook, and then that's an essential thing later on. Like, all of this lore that they're building and these funny one-off jokes. You know,
like,
Ranjit, the taxi driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every episode matters.
Yeah, everything matters. Whereas Friends is oh, well.
Yeah. It's kind of diverged from sitcoms. It's kind of what made me love not the original series of Doctor Who, but the new series of Doctor Who from series like 1 to I guess 4.
Like Eccleston and Tennant.
Yeah, because I started rewatching it my start of this year, end of last year. Every episode matters.
Yeah.
Even the ones that like are not 2-parters, they all matter. There's something in that episode.
Yeah.
That will link back or link to either a future episode or is used in like the finale.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so good. It's something that I don't know because I haven't really watched the latest Doctor Who seasons. I tried. I gave it a really good go, but the writing is just.
See, it really bothers me that people equate Jodie Whittaker's seasons with like, oh, they're bad and it's her fault. Like, no, God, no.
It's definitely not.
The episodes, there's like one episode in her first season, in season 11, it's called The Haunting of Villa Diodati. It's like it's like the last episode before the 2-part finale, I think. It's right at the end of the season. Yeah. And the guest writer for that episode wrote her so fucking well. Like, she is so much of the Doctor in that episode. Whereas, like, anytime Chris Chibnall writes her, I'm like, who the fuck is this?
It's like, no.
And it's so
funny because, like, Sorry, you go.
No, yeah, I was going to say it's so frustrating because Chibnall's a good writer. Like, he has written a lot of really good things. Yeah.
He wrote good episodes for Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat as well.
Yeah, and he wrote and he wrote Broadchurch, which is like just the most brilliant show. And like Jodie Whittaker was in Broadchurch, and like so was Arthur Darvill, so was David Tennant and Olivia Colman are the leads in that. Like, when they announced Chibnall as showrunner, I was like, oh, this is going to be the best season of Doctor Who ever.
And it just wasn't.
It was just so shit. And like, there's actually a video that I've watched 3 times over. It's a 5.5 hour video. It's called The Fall of Doctor Who, which is a very ominous title, but it goes through Whittaker's first 2 seasons. It's by a YouTuber named JXC, EXCI. JXC did a video, 5.5 hours. It goes through Whittaker's first 2 seasons in crushing detail, and it picks apart the writing, not Whittaker's performance, not any of the acting, not any of the effects, the other things that people criticize, but the writing of it and the way that it's all of the ways that it's bad and all of the ways that it is sometimes good. Yeah. And I've watched that video 3 times over because it's perfect. It summarizes it perfectly. Yeah.
Why it's not as good.
Yeah. It relates it back to stories from the Moffat and Davies era, and it's like, here is how that same idea was executed better. And it's excellent. I want to watch it again. I always want to keep watching that video.
I definitely want to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I don't know why I said go back. I've never seen it.
I'll send you a link to it. It's very good.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's I don't know. So much good television to watch and so little time to do it in.
Yeah, exactly. You just got work and uni and everything.
And like, I think one of the reasons I've been binging sitcoms so hard is just because the 20-minute format is so much more appealing than 40 to 60.
Yeah, it's not as much of an investment, and you can just get through the series a lot quicker.
Yeah. And okay, I'm watching Westworld at the moment, right? And one episode of Westworld is an hour, and there are 10 episodes a season. So 10 hours for a season, right?
Yeah.
Seinfeld, let's be generous and put 3 episodes in an hour. That's almost the same amount of time per season.
But it feels like you're getting like so much more content.
Watching
out of it.
Watching a 2-hour movie versus watching 6 episodes of Seinfeld, it feels like I'm being way more productive by watching 6 episodes of the show.
Yeah. It feels like a bigger achievement. It feels like I've gotten through a lot more.
You're actually moving through something. And I know that...
Yeah.
And that, you could argue too, watching a movie from start to finish, you've watched a whole movie. There you go.
Yeah. Good for you.
But I just don't watch movies as frequently anymore, which is...
No.
Yeah, upsetting because there are lots of good ones. And you've seen my DVD collection.
It's insane.
I've got so many movies to watch and I keep buying them. But I don't know. I just don't watch them as frequently as I should, as as someone who teaches film.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, but whatever.
It's definitely I don't know. You have so much, you don't have as much free time as you ever want.
No,
not you want to do so much in that time. A movie just takes up such a large chunk of it.
Yeah.
And I feel just as we're saying, it doesn't feel as rewarding.
And even now on my COVID isolation, I literally don't have to do anything. I'm on school holidays too. So I don't have any
all the time in the world.
To do. Yeah, I can do literally whatever I like. And I'm still not watching movies because I prefer, I've been playing Kirby, I've been watching Seinfeld, I've been listening to / watching the Always Sunny podcast on my TV while I'm doing shit on my laptop. I'm just doing all these other things that feel more productive than putting on a movie.
Sorry.
Was that a burp?
Yeah, it's not the first one on this podcast, but
fucking
that was a solid burp.
Your camera is I can't see your face.
Because I'm kind of off.
Yeah, because your laptop is streaming your video call in portrait mode for some reason.
Fuck my math.
But it's not like portrait mode, like it's condensed you into a portrait. It's like there's just like two massive black bars on either side of a portrait.
It's just like cut off.
Yeah, like I can only see half your face, but that's fine. I don't really want to fucking see that whole thing.
I don't want you to see the rest of it.
Especially if you're letting out burps like that, dude.
That was a pretty good one.
That was pretty good.
Sun-kissed, so that's
the reverb on that.
I mean, yeah, I get like good reverb in here. So I'm in the study in my new place, and I really need to acoustically treat it. But yeah, I mean, if I ever want to get some reverb,
I've acoustically treated my study by just having hundreds of books and comics on the wall.
Yeah. I need to deck out this place.
Yeah, no, that's why I buy so many comics and hardcovers and everything.
Exactly.
I'm just acoustically treating the room. Yeah.
Yeah, good man.
Acoustically treating myself.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, it doesn't
sound.
It makes it sound like sounding.
Oh, that's the link I made in my head, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, well, one of us had to say it.
It just fucking terrifies me.
You've never done sounding, dude? This is a weird tangent.
I don't mind.
I don't either, but I just thought I'd just point it out,
Yeah. I think like, was it Matt Watson when he sounded himself with a DS stylus?
We've all been there.
Was that Matt Watson who said that?
We've all been there.
Wait, and I haven't.
Okay, well, maybe not all of us. Do it with the extendable ones from the 3DS, dude.
No,
the jumbo ones from the XL models.
The thought of that, I feel like it would just hurt so much.
Oh yeah.
Not that you would know, but
no, not from personal experience, of course.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that I'm looking forward to that episode of Seinfeld when George and Jerry sound themselves.
Oh yeah, that season 6, episode 2.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
That sounds like an episode that they would do, though.
I'm excited to see what season 6, episode 2 is now.
Yes. I'm gonna quickly look it up.
Yeah, pull up a list because I want to know what you just did.
I'm not remotely close, but Seinfeld. I came up with Peaky Blinders.
Probably order of Peaky Blinders. That's a show I really should watch, but
yeah, I've heard it's good. It's called the episode's called The Big Salad.
The Big Salad.
So
the big sound.
Kind of the same thing. The big sounding.
The big sounding.
that does sound like a Seinfeld episode. It sounds like Kramer would try to sound himself.
You toss your salad like your name Romaine. Oh, timeless lyrics. I don't know. We were talking about this briefly on the phone the other night, but the idea of doing like a 6 to 10 episode like modern day Seinfeld reunion season, like
I feel like I would be so down for it, but I feel like it would never happen, especially like with everything that's happened with Michael Richards.
Yeah, Michael Richards is the only one that would be iffy.
A bit iffy.
Yeah. And especially
I don't even know if the jokes would land the same way. I don't know.
One other so I had all those weird coincidences with buying the show on DVD and then it coming onto Netflix, like so many weird coincidences. One of the other big coincidences from recent times is the other day I was watching it was the contest. It was that contest episode. First appearance of Estelle Costanza. And that was on the day that Estelle Harris, who plays her, passed away.
I just realized they both have the same first name.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. And then
rest in peace.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of clips of George's parents, and I remember back in 2020 when Jerry Stiller died. People sharing clips of him from Seinfeld, and me being fuck, I need to watch this show. And so now that I'm actually watching it, and while I'm watching it, and the day I watched the first episode with George's parents in it, Estelle passes away,
that's a weird coincidence.
Shit like that keeps happening in my life, and it makes me think I've got some kind of power. Not a good power.
This is why your sitcom will be so good.
No, but I remember, this is the most vivid example of it. It was the week of Christmas, I think it must have been 2017, 2018. And we were at the shops, and it's Christmas season. Last Christmas by George Michael is playing everywhere, and I was chatting to someone about George Michael, and I was like, man, like it'd be really sad when George Michael dies, and then like literally 2 days later he died.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck. And same thing happened when I was in high school. I had just discovered the Monkees, the band. I had just discovered the Monkees, and like a week after I started listening to their music, Davy Jones from the Monkees died. Like, this shit keeps happening.
Do you want dead? Do you want someone dead?
Yeah, no matter how many times I fucking talk about you're still here.
Sorry, man.
Oh, dude, no, don't die, please. If you die now in the next couple of days.
That would be the ultimate karma.
This would be so incriminating.
You'll go to jail.
I can't go to jail. They'll rape the flip out of me.
But that's fine. You like that. They'll sound you. Maybe.
I hope so.
You hope so. Yeah, you like that. Anyway.
God, me doing that slowly with this haircut. Crazy Joe Davola.
I love that guy.
The episode where Elaine goes to his house and there's all the photos of her on the wall.
Yeah. So creepy. But the episode when he's like dresses up as the clown.
The opera, yeah. So good.
So good.
Oh,
I think he shows up like in the series finale, doesn't he?
Yeah, he shows up at the filming of the pilot.
He's in the cast and he just
he jumps off the thing at Jerry, yeah.
Yeah. It's such a just a great, I don't know.
Like I love that too, just the continuity of like that character and the continuity of all the side characters that they have in the show. Yeah. And the fucking like when Jerry's pilot is airing on TV and it cuts to all of the characters from previous seasons, it cuts to The Virgin with John F. Kennedy Jr. It cuts to Ping and his lawyer cousin. It cuts to all the side characters. Like I love that so much.
It feels like that could have been a good ending to the show had it stopped there.
Yeah, and then him getting the call right afterwards and then being like, we're not picking up the series. Like,
I'm sure some people would argue that could be better than the actual series finale of the show.
The only thing the two things I know about this show are Cosmo, Kramer's first name, and the final moments of the finale.
Yeah.
And like only because those two things have ingrained themselves in pop culture so much. I don't know why
all the time.
The finale ends the way it does. I don't know the circumstances, but I know the outcome. You know what I mean? Like yeah.
It's okay. It's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Yeah. It's not like Game of Thrones.
I haven't seen it in ages. No. I've never seen that, but I've had the last season.
You've never watched Game of Thrones?
No, I've never really watched any of those like massively popular HBO shows. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've never seen Walking Dead. I've seen like the first couple episodes of Breaking Bad.
Oh.
That was it.
Well, I'm hanging up.
Hanging up.
The only one of those that you just listed that's worth watching is Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I've heard Walking Dead doesn't.
No, read the comics for... I've got all the comics for Walking Dead. Just read those. But Breaking Bad is, and I'm sure people are sick of hearing everyone talk about Breaking Bad because people only talk about Breaking Bad when they're comparing it to other good things and they call Breaking Bad the greatest show ever made. But like legitimately Breaking Bad is the greatest show ever made.
I do want to watch it again. It's just one of those things again. It's like such long episodes.
There are 62 40-minute episodes.
Yeah. That's a massive investment.
But it goes by so quick, and by the end you're like, fuck, okay. And
but then there's Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul was interesting, right? So like they did Breaking Bad and they got it from start to finish. It was perfect. The network was like, hey Vince, do you want to keep making Breaking Bad? And he's like, no, I'm done. But then they went and made Better Call Saul, and that got really good reception. And so it's like, shit, they've made two good shows. And then they went and made a sequel movie to Breaking Bad for Netflix. And that was also great.
Yeah. I remember that coming out, actually. That was hype.
So Better Call Saul is actually about to start its final season. And the first 3 seasons of Better Call Saul are really good. But those final two, like seasons 4 and 5, like are up there, like Breaking Bad level quality.
Yeah. I've heard like the first few seasons are kind of more of a setup.
Yeah, it's just really like introducing the world, but then like once they introduce Lalo Salamanca, oh my god, shit hits the fan.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that means nothing to you.
Yeah, I'm like, but that's then just a person.
The way that season 5 ends, there's an episode in season 5 called Bagman, and that is like that's up there with like the best of Breaking Bad. And season 6 about to start. I'm so hyped to see how that show ends.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the way it links to Breaking Bad, yeah, it's just excellent.
It'll be good. Do you think that'll be a cameo of Bryan Cranston?
I don't know. Like, there's the potential for it.
I could see it happening.
I could potentially see it happening, but
I wouldn't know.
And they would do it in a really cool way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the writers for that seem fantastic.
Yeah, it's just if Game of Thrones didn't shit the bed in its final season, people would talk about it with the same reverence as Breaking Bad, but
yeah,
it shat the bed.
They shat it.
Yeah.
Shat it bad. It's stained forever.
It's stained for like literally like that went from being the biggest show in the world to being no one talks about it anymore.
Or if they talk about it, it's not in a positive light.
It's ridiculous. But like Breaking Bad has done the whole series, a sequel movie and a prequel show with nothing but praise.
I think there's something about, shows that are truly special when every season is good. Or really good. Like Breaking Bad, Seinfeld to a certain extent.
Yeah.
There's a couple of seasons that aren't the best.
Scrubs until the final season.
I haven't seen Scrubs. I haven't seen a lot of things.
You haven't seen Scrubs?
Bad. No, I've heard that it's good.
Dude, you would love Scrubs.
I feel like I would. I really want to get into IT Crowd. I did start watching it. I watched the first couple of episodes and I did like it. I really liked it.
You've never watched the IT Crowd?
No, I haven't. I don't know why. British humor is like my favorite. And I watched the first few episodes and I'm like, this is great. I love it. And now I want to keep watching it. And I need to.
Yes, you need to.
I do. It's just like that kind of great British humor, like Monty.
Oh my God.
I don't know if it's Monty Python-esque, but
it's IT Crowd.
It's
like
great.
Season 2 of the IT Crowd is one of the best seasons of any sitcom ever. Damn. Like I stand by that. That's a bold statement, but I stand by it.
I'd believe you. I've heard IT Crowd is up there with the best.
It is a shame that Graham Linehan, the creator of the show, turned out to be like not the best person. Apparently.
Oh, what happened?
Apparently he's a transphobe. I'm not sure.
Oh.
I don't know the man. I can't. I haven't read about it, to be honest. Apparently he has some views that are not excellent. And watching the IT Crowd, there are definitely some episodes where like if you read it in that way, you can
you can sort of read between the lines a little bit.
Yeah, which is a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that level of like cancel culture, right? Like fuck J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter's not that good anyway.
Absolutely.
But like
I agree with you on that.
Like the movies,
sorry, Harry Potter fans.
The movies have a place. They have a place. But can we stop talking like Harry Potter's the greatest thing ever made yet? Can we get over that phase yet?
No, not yet. Teenagers will forever love that.
I'm tired of it. Like they're fine.
The first 3 are my favorite. The rest are just.
How about if people want a recommendation for a series that shits on Harry Potter, makes Harry Potter look like hot garbage, Discworld by Terry Pratchett. It's 41 books and Terry Pratchett's a good person.
That's a good one. Read as any.
Honestly, read Discworld. If you like Harry Potter, then you will love Discworld. Because I'm so sick of people talking like Harry Potter are the best books ever written. J.K. Rowling can't fucking write. She wrote Star Wars.
She wrote Star Wars?
No, Harry Potter is literally just Star Wars, but with wands.
In a sense, yeah.
Well, no, I'm stealing a comedian's bit by saying that.
Oh, okay.
There's a comedian that I was watching recently. I can't remember. It was like a Facebook thing. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. If I find the credit or video, I'll put it on the screen.
Please do.
And he was saying Harry Potter is just Star Wars and here's why. And he explained the story of Harry Potter, but so vaguely that it is he was saying it. I'm like, shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
I want you to send me the link to that. I mean,
yeah, it's like
I'd love to see it.
A young boy who's the chosen one gets dropped off with his aunt and uncle who don't want him. He grows up there not knowing his powers, with his uncle hesitant to talk about it. And then many years later, an old mentor trains him in the ways of this secret power after he's collected from his aunt and uncle by the same person who dropped him there when he was a baby.
Hagrid doesn't teach Harry anything. He actually goes to a school.
So. No, Dumbledore though. Like Dumbledore and Yoda, like
yeah,
it's all so similar. But like, if I find the link, I'll pop credit up on the screen because that's not my brain thinking of that.
Yeah,
but
please do.
But like for real, can we get over Harry Potter yet? I'm fucking sick of hearing about it.
Not going to.
It's so and like the Fantastic Beasts movies are shit.
Yeah, the first one
was okay. You know,
it's okay. The second one was just a fucking mess.
Because they announced that they're making fucking 5 of the things, the first one feels like a good standalone flick. The second one feels like a setup for the trilogy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And like, the main stars of the films were Ezra Miller and Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp has been cancelled for dumb fucking reasons. And
so dumb.
Even though I think Mads Mikkelsen is a better Grindelwald anyway, but that's not the point. And Ezra Miller is like in jail again. After he choked out a fan a few years ago, he was like verbally and physically assaulting people in Hawaii recently, and he's like been arrested again. Like,
it's just an all-round shit, dude.
Like, I thought he was a cool guy, but he's a really shitty person. Like, okay, I don't know the guy personally, but his actions are certainly very indicative of a shitty person.
It says something.
It's just so interesting that they're still releasing the third one, and they're really like full steam ahead with these fucking movies.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I didn't even realize like the third one came out.
I don't think it's out. I think it's just about to come out. Yeah.
I don't remember seeing anything about. I didn't even think it was that popular, really.
The second movie, there was an excellent video essay I watched about the second movie where they broke down the plot structure of what's the second one called? The Crimes of Grindelwald, I think.
Yeah.
They broke down the plot structure. It has no second act. Act 1 in a film is when you're learning information about the world and the characters. You're still learning about the world and the characters until the moment that they step through the door for the final battle.
Literally.
Like, and so there's no second act. It's all exposition and backtracking and bullshit and stories and stories and stories. And then it's the final battle. The Jewish wizard joins the Nazis. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so different to the first one. The first one actually has a plot, as a climax.
Yeah,
and
funny skinny man has to collect his animals. Like,
yeah,
I'll watch that movie. That's a fun movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't need to be the first of 5.
Like, an aspects of, this magic in it. I guess it's still has a fun element to it. The second one just wasn't. It's like the second half of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah,
it just lost the magic I felt that the first 3 had.
Absolutely.
Just became too serious and too serious. I don't know. Is that a good pun?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Title
sure.
approved? Okay, cool.
See, this is why I'm sick of Harry Potter.
I needed that.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Talking about movies, we watched... Well, I mean, this is the second time I've seen it, but we watched Sonic together yesterday.
Yeah, the first Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, it's much better than I thought it... I remember... Sorry, that sentence just came out.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's better than I remember it being.
Yeah. Because that was my first time watching it because I didn't expect Sonic to get a sequel, nor the Knuckles TV show that they've announced with fucking Idris Elba voicing Knuckles.
Such a great casting.
I didn't expect it to get a sequel, so I never saw the first one. I was like, I don't like Sonic that much. Who cares? But now that it's got a sequel, Sonic's not good, man.
The games aren't good, no.
No, the games are not good. Now that it's got a sequel though, and like I saw the post-credit scene from the sequel, and that has me hyped. So I'm like, okay, I have to watch the first one. And so we watched it last night, like online while I was in ISO, and it was really fun.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I think that because I remember saying to you before we watched it that I like the Pokemon movie more. And I think the reason because it's more reliant on its source material.
Yeah, very much so.
Sonic definitely isn't as much, but it's a much better movie. It's like the dialogue is written so much better.
It's actually a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie, and I love Robotnik's character.
Oh, Jim Carrey is a treasure.
An absolute treasure.
And
like some of the lines I didn't even pick up on the first time, and then I watched it again. I'm like, that's the best. And his chemistry with James Marsden's character Tom was so great. I loved it.
What was the
I'm so hype.
What was the fucking? I'm trying to scroll up through our chat quickly. What was the line?
Look what came out of my egg sack.
No, not the egg sack line. I'm in the wrong chat.
That's still a great line though.
Oh, that's such a good line. The fucking Tails meme.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name. No. When he says the line. There's Sonic flossing.
That's probably the part I hated the most.
Can't he just run up the building? He's running. Where's the line? I think you sent it. This is great content.
It is good content.
This is really good content.
It is. I'm looking it up now just to help out.
Because you sent it and I was like, oh, I was about to say that. And then your partner was like, oh, you guys are the same.
We're not the same.
I can't remember.
I'm Italian.
Yeah, look what came out of my... Oh, maybe it was look what came out of my egg sack.
I do remember there being another line. We can cut this out.
Oh, nice. Rub that in my orphan face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the one I was looking for. Just like the lines that Jim Carrey has, the delivery. James Marsden was great in that movie too.
Yeah, he was.
Ben Schwartz as Sonic the Hedgehog. God tier casting.
I would have thought originally they would have, I can't remember, I don't know his name, but the actual Sonic voice actor. You might know it.
I have no idea.
No? Okay. But they are getting the original voice actor for Tails.
Yeah. And which is awesome. It's like, at least they didn't hire Chris Pratt to play Sonic, right?
I'm so excited for the Mario movie. I know it's going to be dreadful.
It's going to be so bad, but dude, that movie has me so excited.
The thing I'm excited, I mean, you're probably excited the most about as well, is Charlie Day.
Charlie Day as Luigi. Oh.
Perfect casting.
And Jack Black as Bowser. And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. And I didn't realize, because I rewatched Arlo's reaction. I've been watching a lot of Arlo.
Arlo's great, man.
I love him. Fred Armisen is playing Cranky Kong.
Yeah, Fred. Yeah.
What's that gonna be like?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
I think that's the wildest choice.
That's honestly that's
funny.
up there.
It's obviously gonna be like some like comedic character.
Is Toad gonna be black?
First black Toad, maybe.
Have they done that in a game before?
Hey,
different colored toads. Have they done that?
No, I think they've all been the same.
They've all been white. Okay.
All been white. Yeah.
Well, that took a turn. Anyway, on that note,
on that note, you want to end it there?
Yeah, my study chair that I'm sitting in, you might even be able to hear it. It's like making
mine
some
kind of
squeaky
wobbles
noises
around a little bit as well.
Yeah, it's
Can you hear that?
It's like really uncomfortable after long periods of time because it's a really old chair. And my butt is killing me.
Yeah,
and not for the fun reasons.
Really sweaty. Not for the
I'm also very sweaty. I'm like sticky because this room is
Usually I have like the fan going, but it's going to be picked up in the microphones, and I'm just sweating.
There's no fan in this room.
Oh,
and I've got my door shut to help keep the sound of the house out as well. So
yeah.
I'm done.
I'm done. I quit.
This has been Ty and Jimmy talk sitcoms, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just it's been mostly sitcoms.
Yeah.
I think that's just sort of what's
Ty and Jimmy talk film and television.
Film and television. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. We'll probably do. I like this. I reckon we can. I'm happy to do a lot more like this of us just talking about.
Yeah, we're funny.
Shit.
We can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. I mean, this is almost gone for an hour. I think that's our longest one yet.
It's definitely up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hell yeah. But we'll see you next time, probably for a video game. But if
yeah,
not,
and hopefully back in
something
person
else.
too.
Oh yeah, you should be out by the day of recording. This is Tuesday. You should be out by Friday.
Yeah, I think so.
So
I hope so.
You'll be all right. Yeah, and hopefully you'll be in the study.
Maybe. Yeah, exciting.
Because I have everything set up. I don't know if I really want to unset it up.
Yeah, I've got all of this set up now for this, like all of my lights and everything. I think I'm just going to leave them here.
Yeah, you might as well. And then I might get that Amazon set and then try and set it up.
I'll send you a link to it, yeah.
Please do. Please do.
But yeah, well, thanks for tuning into this slightly different podcast. This was good fun.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it on our ramblings about film, Sonic, Seinfeld for a good chunk of it.
A lot of Seinfeld, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Seinfeld.
As soon as we're done, as soon as we hang up, I'm going to keep watching Seinfeld. So
yeah, it's to season 5, which is my favorite.
I'm a couple episodes into season 5 already.
Good. On that note.
Hell yeah.
On that note, thanks for listening once again.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Smell you later, losers.
They're not losers, dude.
Shut up, James.
People, all right? You're going to lose viewers, our fan base.
Dude, shut up.
If you can.
Play the outro.
Okay, all right. It's coming in. It's coming in right now.
Good.